Okay, welcome ladies and gentlemen to coverage of the Australian Open Vision-Impaired Open Pairs Final. This live stream broadcast is brought to you by Bowls Gold Coast-Tweed media team on behalf of Bowls Australia. The Australian Open is supported by Experience Gold Coast and the Queensland Government through Tourism and Events Queensland. Today, my name's Adam Taylor, and today have Andrew Reid in co-commentary with me.
Morning, Adam.
Welcome, Andrew. We've got going to be a pretty close match here, I think, between Helen Boardman and Jake Fehlberg, who are wearing the orange, and Jacky Hudson and Fred McConnell wearing the blue.
Yes, it should be a good match. I know both Helen and Jake, so be expecting big things from them today. I haven't seen a lot of Jacky and Fred, but we'll see how they go.
Many of you, I would imagine, have not watched vision-impaired bowls before. So each bowler has a vision director that helps them to aim and gives them instructions of how far they need to initially roll the jack for the leads and deliver their bowl.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you can see on this side, on the ditch for those on the left hand side, you'll be able to see a set of numbers. That's what the directors will use. They'll let the bowlers know the distance that they've rolled the jack, so they know how far up the green they've got the mat, and then they know how far down the green they've rolled the kitty. And then the directors will generally help them direct their foot on an angle on the mat to help them find their line, and then they'll just make their adjustments heavier or softer depending upon their weight.
And as you can see, Jacky's put down two pretty good bowls weight-wise, just a little bit wide on the forehand, and now Helen coming on that same side.
And she's just turning around, just listening to, that's Peter Doherty there, that's her director, giving her instructions on what the bowler's doing as it's going down. Obviously that was the sign to go harder.
Another beautiful day here on the Gold Coast. We've been blessed for this 2024 Australian Open with absolutely majestic weather. Today we're looking at top temperature in the low 20s with mostly sunny skies.
It's beautiful playing weather.
And Andrew, I imagine these pairs would have played one another on a number of other occasions?
I would suggest so, yes. I've been playing in the disability events myself, so I have seen them at a couple of the other venues around as we've gone. I've seen Fred and Jacqueline. They were at Mermaid the day before yesterday with the singles. I think Fred was bowling. But Jake and Helen I've seen around as well, so they'd certainly know each other.
Yep.
They've certainly got some good qualifications behind them and some success over the last few years.
Yeah, just a bit of a rundown. We've got Jake Fehlberg on the mat now. He's being directed by his brother Cody. Jake has quite a number of achievements in bowls. Won gold in the Vision-Impaired Pairs 2023 Australian Open and the 2022 Australian Open.
Look at the weight on that. Very good weight.
Both times with current partner Helen Boardman, so they're going for a three-peat.
So you may see... you can't really see it on camera, but they use some might use some small binoculars or a monocular so that they can have a better view of the head.
Fred McConnell coming down here on the backhand. Looks to be a pretty good bowl too.
Yeah, just a little, just pinched his line a little and just left a little short, but
looks like Jake has the shot there. Jake and Helen holding one.
Yes, definitely one. Looks like Jake might have pinched his line a little bit as well, but his weight looks pretty good. Gets around that one.
Yeah, weight pretty good again. So this is 3 bowl pairs. Both the leads deliver their 3 bowls, followed by the skips delivering their 3 bowls. Same as in the Australian Open men's and women's pairs events.
Yeah, it's the same format. The only difference being is the directors. For a normal game, it's a 2 hour 15 time limit, but for Vision Impaired, it's 3 hours. Obviously, you've got a bit longer with the directors and given advice and directions on which way to go.
Yes.
This is a good bowl coming in here by Jake. Just a little short, but it's going to be in the count, I would suggest.
Great bowl. Much better grass line there. So obviously the directors are assisting at the head end of the green as well.
Yes. Yeah, giving a bit of advice on where... Oh, this is a very good bowl coming in by Fred, but I think it's just under the line, but that might actually be shot.
Yes, just less than a foot beyond the jack, and it does look to be very close.
See, very much like para bowls, blind bowls have different classifications. They go from B0 through to B4, which is B4. B0 might be like absolute zero vision, and B4 will be some impairment of... I don't have the actual list here, but yeah, I don't know which classifications they do have, but I do know it doesn't matter. For those of us that have got sight, it's an easy thing to do, but to actually get out there and follow somebody's instructions and do it to the ladder like they do, you just sit in awe.
Absolutely.
So just discussing now the length that they've thrown the kitty.
So Fred did in fact get the shot with that last bowl.
So as you can see there, at the other end, Fred's director is actually standing there as a guide to help Jacqueline gauge the distance. Looks to be good coming down.
Certainly does.
Just pulling up a little bit. A little bit slow this morning. There was a bit of a dew last night.
Yeah, the greens right across the Gold Coast have been magnificent. And with the weather we've had, they've all been a bit dewy every morning, but by about 10 o'clock they're really starting to quicken up.
So as you can see there, Peter's just given Helen the line to take off the mat. She doesn't look up at the kitty. She just looks at his foot to gauge her line, and then looks for muscle memory for the weight.
Yeah, her weight looks to be very good here.
Yes.
The directors and the bowlers must have a pretty close relationship.
They certainly do. I mean, there's a lot of trust that goes in there, and they do travel away if they represent international, as Jake and Helen certainly have.
Yes.
As so as Jacqueline and Fred. They travel away all over the country and all over the world. So they do build up a close relationship, quite a bit of respect and trust.
Okay, Helen just trying to get a little tighter on her line here. It looks to be pretty good. Just a bit shorter than the previous bowl though, but a very good line.
Very good line. So she'll take that into the next one, I suggest. Peter was just letting her know. And then we can see Rob Hudson giving Jacqueline some directions. Just putting his foot out, giving her the angle that she needs to go down on. Even though she probably can't see the bowl at the head, she knew when she let that one go that it was a bit wide.
Yeah. So Helen trying to get a guide from Peter's foot there, and here she comes.
Yeah, it's a similar sort of line as the last one. Let's see if she's improved.
Does have
on
more
the
weight.
Well, that might be enough.
Yeah.
Hard to see from this angle, but
Very close. We can't tell from our angle. Robbie's doing his best to get us a better angle there.
well, the benefit for us is that we can afford to wait until the end. I mean, I don't know about you, Adam, but I've never lost a match from the bank.
Very good point, Andrew. I'll never put down a bad one from the bank either. Okay, Fred on the mat. Fred's a member of Cudgen Leagues. That's where his home bowls club, just the other side of the Queensland-New South Wales border. Using tiger bowls a little wider than
Yeah,
a lot that he used.
I would have suspected that would come in. He probably was fairly well on touch there with the kitty if he was managed to get under that bowl.
Jake had an open draw here on the forehand.
A very good line.
Yeah, very good bowl. Jack high. Fred now switching to his forehand, which is still open for him.
And I think being a tiger, he should come inside, Jakes, if he's got the weight.
Looks to be on a very good line. Great bowl, Fred. That could be shot.
Just let him know a couple of feet. I mean, we've all heard that before. You need a couple of feet more, but I mean, for someone who's bowling as a blind bowler, I mean, I think I'd be happy to keep it on the deck.
It is incredible. So, Jake using a monocular device there to get an idea of what's happening at the head.
Brother's giving him some instructions and just letting him know what he thinks he should do. I'd suggest he would have told him to perhaps change hands, which he has. He's now switching to his backhand.
Yeah, a tighter line to try and come onto his bowls.
Yes. Looks close to.
Yes, just going round. Oi!
Very good effort.
Great effort. Played with good weight too.
Very good weight for the shot.
So Fred McConnell here with a chance to draw a second, seeking advice from his director, Brian Murray.
Sticking with his forehand. Just needs to arrive on his own bowl just to make doubly sure. Maybe even spill in for a second shot.
This is on a good line again.
Very good line. Yep, onto his own bowl, spill in.
Well,
I'd suggest
that's a
that's
great
two
bowl.
shots, yes. I don't think that's going to scare Jake. That actually gives him
A bit of a shoulder to lie on the forehand.
That's exactly right. Opens up that forehand back for him now. He's going to stick with his backhand by the look of it. Just needs to make contact with his bowl, or he can sit that other bowl behind of Fred's.
Perhaps a little wide. Needs a slider.
Ooh, he's close. Ooh, not quite.
He's got that bowl a little thick. So the division directors are there at the head working out the situation.
Going to call. They're called three.
Three shots to Jacky and Fred. McConnell, they shoot out to a 4-0 lead after 2 ends.
About 3 years ago, Adam, we had in the open disability section, we actually had the deaf, para and blind bowlers all playing together. So we got down to, I think it was the final 8, and we still had vision-impaired bowlers playing in there, and we had to play against them. And at the time, you know, you were thinking, oh, it's a bit unfair, you know, that they're blind bowlers, that they have a lot more difficulty, but they're just as competitive as everybody else.
Yes.
And I don't mind saying that, you know, even though we won the game, we didn't win by the margin that we thought we would.
Yep.
Fiercely competitive, and they've got a very good, here on the Gold Coast, they've got a very good number of blind bowlers.
Yeah, it's a credit to them, that's for sure.
Just letting Jacqueline know that the kitty's finished at the 28 metre mark.
So they've got to take into account the speed of the green now. They'll obviously have an idea how far 28 is, but with the green always changing, the director has to be on top of that as well.
Exactly right. I mean, maybe during the break we can go out and we'll put a blindfold on you and we'll see how good you can go.
I have enough trouble with, fortunately I have my sight, but I have enough trouble with the way I am.
It's a very good opening bowl by Jacqueline. It looks like she's only finished a couple of feet short of the kitty. Might be just a tad wide. He's just giving her some advice as she's going, but her weight again is very good.
Jacky just needs another 3 or so feet on a previous bowl.
Doesn't look to be a bad line. Oh no, it's a bit wider. A bit deceptive. I was actually looking out over the top of the monitor on that one. But she does have the weight to get behind, which, as we all know, is never a waste.
That's right, it's in the game there.
In comes Helen. She's made a correction on the line. She's held that weight. She's going to pick up shot here, but just a little light.
And Jacky just seeking some direction from Rob. Jacky's from Fingal Bay Bowls Club down in the beautiful Port Stephens area of New South Wales. She has won medals at the Multi-Nations Mixed Pairs event and World Bowls Championship Mixed Pairs event. Won gold here at Broadbeach last year.
Much better line this time around. The weight looks very good as well. A great bowl coming in here. What a great correction.
Absolutely, that's the best we've seen. You can see why she won gold at last year's World Bowls Championships, Andrew.
Very much so. Helen very quick to get on the mat and try to reply to that. And she's got a very good line. Might be a tad heavy. Was a good weight to roll it.
Okay, so the boys head down to the mat. So Jake and Helen both in the squad, the Australian Para Bowls squad. Okay. Fred McConnell on the mat, looking to add another one to the count.
Well, he's got a very good weight here to knock his own up, but he doesn't want to go underneath.
Jake from the Bargara club up near Bundaberg. Coming down on the forehand. Not far away here. Just going to run past. Great effort. Peter Doherty at the head there, just indicating that he's about 2.5 feet past. Fred, another opportunity to add to the shot put there by Jacky. This one a little wider.
I think it might be just a tad heavy. I mean, it is hard to judge at the moment. As the green dries out, it's going to change very quickly. Wouldn't like to be a director. You'd be able to get them right on the line, and then 5 minutes later you'd have to adjust everything again.
Jake on the forehand.
It's very good coming in here.
Again, just a little heavy, but
look at that for grouping though.
very good. Now Fred would be trying just to reach those bowls, I'd imagine.
Well, yeah, ideally you'd like to just run up and sit them with them both being there, but I mean, for someone with vision impairment, unless they're actually told, but he's done almost exactly that.
Effort, just beyond second shot. So Jake with the last bowl here, getting instruction from his brother Cody.
He's having a good look at it too.
Do we see a lot of running shots in the vision impaired, Andrew, or is it mainly a draw game?
Yeah, no. Generally it is a draw game, but I have not seen very many full-blown drives as we would know them, but up shots most certainly.
Yep.
I think he might be just a tad wide. I think he had the weight on trying to maybe push the white ball through, but
yeah, another good bowl. And so one more to Jacky and Fred, who shoot out to a 5-0 lead after 3. Good to see a lot of people coming into the Broadbeach Bowls Complex already. And
yeah, there's a very good crowd here.
Okay, so Brian Murray, Fred's director, is standing at a position where they wish the jack to be delivered.
And Jacqueline's put it pretty close. He's maybe a couple of metres short of where he is, but still closer than where I can put the kitty to where they stand.
That's
why I'm not a lead.
It's quite an art.
Be very interesting actually if we had some mics on the director so we could hear what they do tell the players.
Okay, Jacky on the mat. Backhand. Looks to be a little wide, but her weight is very good.
Yeah, she's been pretty good on the weight.
Yeah.
The whole time, I think. Once the
would that be a blaming the director kind of job there?
Well, I would. I mean, it's never your fault.
Well, in fours, it's always someone else's fault. So I imagine in this game, there would be some discussions held as well.
I'd say so. Very good line here for Helen's bowls. Helen is using Henselite as well.
Yeah, that's a great bowl, Helen. Just a couple of feet short, but it appears to have the shot. Important here for Helen and Jake to hit back in this end. Don't want the lead to get out beyond 5.
It is pretty early at the moment, so...
Okay, Jacky's changed hands here, forehand. Zeroing in on the jack and just sliding inside it.
Very good weight again. Very good weight again.
Helen Boardman on the mat from the Enoggera club in Brisbane. Backhand. Just going to finish a little short, but line was not too bad. Jacky back on the mat. Interesting to see if she stays with forehand, which she does. Got it out there nice and wide. Weight looks to be pretty good once more. We'll just slide past.
Just going over.
But as you said before, Andrew, it's still in the game back there.
It is. I actually thought there for a minute that the instruction would have been to try to come under their front bowl and play off, but with that sort of weight, but it might have been a draw on the end with that line. Helen's down very good again.
Helen's put down a ripper here. Just glances off her front one, but her weight's brilliant. And that may well be 2 shots to Helen and Jake. Much needed 2 shots.
I'd say yes.
As the skips head to the mat. So you can see on screen here,
yeah, Peter's
informing Helen exactly where her bowls are and what the situation at the head is. Okay, Fred on the forehand. Again, looks to be pretty good weight.
I think he's inside here. So
trying to lead on that.
Bowl.
Just rolling past, but probably second shot, if not the shot.
Peter's going to have a look. Yeah, one. Peter's indicating that.
Helen and Jake still have the shot?
Yes. So Jake's playing on the backhand to make sure that he's not going to run the kiddie over to them if he's a bit heavy, but... Well, I think that's a bit rough, Peter. You're telling him he's too narrow. I think that's pretty good.
That's a wonderful bowl from Jake Fehlberg. 98 international appearances he's had.
98.
2 more for the ton. That's quite a feat.
Big celebration. I know that he's been bowling for quite a long time, and I don't think he's got any intentions of slowing down anytime soon. He's only 30 years of age, so plenty left in him.
Fred just running into Helen's short bowl there. Jake with an opportunity here to draw a third.
Now this is where the muscle memory comes into it. Looks to be a little wider than his last one.
Yeah, weight was very good again, just to let it go a little wide.
It's probably not a bad idea to get amongst those three at the back.
Yeah, good point, Andrew.
Probably would have preferred to come around a little bit further behind, but
quite a discussion going on here between Fred and his director, Brian Murray.
Well, he's lining up on the forehand.
Might be trying to play through that front bowl with weight.
No, he's going to try and draw around it. Try and sit those Helen and Jake's bowl out there on the wing. He's pretty close to doing it.
This is an incredible bowl.
What do we know?
Oh, that's just an incredible bowl.
Now that's some trust in your director right there.
Absolutely. So Jake, Peter Doherty indicating that they believe they still have one shot.
Yeah, I think he's just asking Jake to come down on his backhand and just sit those two bowls of Fred.
Yeah, he is coming down a little narrower.
He certainly does have the right line for it.
Sneaks under Helen's bowl here, could get in the count. Oh, he's lacking weight.
Now this will be interesting. Oh, no, that's it. That's the end. So I think it'll just be the one to Jake and Helen. Well, Helen's confident. She's got the mat.
Yep. There it is.
They're going to take it.
Helen and Jake are on the board, 5-1 after 4. It's quite fascinating to see the communication between bowler and director. They're all a little different. Each team has a little different system.
Yes, and you know it is interesting to see because as you can see, we were talking earlier. You've got Peter who will use his foot to give Helen the line off of the mat, but with Jacky, Rob stands out perhaps 2.5 metres to give her the angle to run off the mat. So we can see there Helen, she's put the kitty in the diamond in the middle so she knows where the middle of the mat is and then the line. Because there's no bias on that one, as we all know.
Right. Still, I have friends who have trouble to keep it on the rink.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
Okay, that's pretty... It's going for a longer end here, at least 3/4.
It's closer to the 31 metre mark.
Yes.
Right, 30. Cody's called out 30 metres.
Yep. That may well have been where Helen was trying to put it. She seemed fairly happy with that result.
Yes.
Be interesting to see how they do react to this change in length.
So you can see there Helen's bringing the bowl through to where Peter's leg was and his foot to give her the line off the mat.
A little wide and heavy. That may take them a little bit of getting used to this new length.
Just watching that bowl down to the end, it looked like it did come back a reasonable distance. I don't know that it came back to the line, but they've been playing reasonably shorter ends than this, so this will certainly test them.
Okay, Jacky on the forehand as well.
Yeah, she's certainly gone out there as well.
They have a little bit of weight than Helen.
Yeah, she's finished about 6-7 feet behind the kitty. As we said, this is probably a good 3-4 metres longer than what they have been playing, so it's going to test them.
Helen coming here on a tighter line.
She's made
Looks
a
to be
great
a pretty good
correction.
adjustment here. Yep.
Very
Getting
good correction.
accolades from her skip at the other end. Brilliant change up there.
So let's see if Jacqueline can also make the correction that she needs to.
The forehand, it does look a little tighter than a previous.
It is a little bit tighter. It does look to be a very good line.
This is zeroing in on it.
What a great correction by both players.
That is amazing. The corrections there are just, exquisite.
So Jacqueline's just receiving the information to see how her bowl went, while Helen's getting the directions and lined up for the backhand. I think she's just pinched her line a little bit there, and maybe might have a bit of nuisance value. No, it's running about too far.
Yeah. So Jacky does not have to change much at all here.
No.
This, as you said, muscle memory, this is where it comes in.
That's right. There wouldn't be that much difference between the blind bowlers and para bowlers. I do coach the disabled players, and one of the things is I tell them is that you can't change how they hold the bowl because the disabilities are different for everybody.
Yes.
It's more about your biomechanics and getting your delivery the same every time.
Yep.
So I dare say it'll be very much similar for blind bowlers to make sure that they get that line off the mat. But as we know, an inch or two difference down one end is 3 or 4 feet on the other.
Yep. Okay, as we skips head to the mat, Jacky Hudson's bowl shot, and Helen Boardman's a very good second shot. See Lucas Prokopis here walked in, one of the disabled bowlers.
Protopapis.
Protopapis. I played against him in the open pairs last week, and he can bowl.
He can bowl. I can hold my head high because I think we've had 3 or 4 games and I've managed to beat him every time so far, but he is getting better all the time and I'm getting older, so
He's a great competitor and he loves his bowls.
He's a fantastic young man.
Okay.
And a great ambassador for disability bowls.
Yes, absolutely. Jake's just come through a little narrow there.
He's probably 2 feet short of the weight, but we'll see how he goes with his correction.
Fred drawing on the forehand, trying to add a second shot.
It's a good line for his bowl. He's coming in home very nice. I think he's going to finish just behind the... Oh, he's right on it.
What a bowl.
Great bowl. They certainly are smothering that forehand line.
Big bowl here for Jake, 2 down.
It's on its way down, though. He's got the weight to come through for the kitty.
He's in the area.
Very good bowl.
Oh, nudges the jack. Great
Well,
reply.
Not one to be worried about that.
It's very hard to see who has the shot now. Maybe the dark blue bowl.
Yeah,
Fred?
I think Fred's still holding shot. Jacqueline still could be second, but Fred's having a look now, getting the direction from Rob. Rob was just telling him to stick on his forehand and just roll into those bowls. I don't think Fred's is having any of that. Oh, no, he is. No. He's on his forehand.
Yes.
We might be a bit tight, unless he's got the extra weight. Oh, he does too. He's close.
Another great bowl here from Fred.
Well,
Running into Jacky's bowl. That's definitely shot now. They may well have 2.
well, he's doing everything right, isn't he?
They may well have 3.
We've got quite a good crowd here sitting around watching this final. There's
Yes.
there's 3 or 4 disability or para bowls on this green this morning.
Okay, big bowl here for Jake. Could be 3 down.
I tell you what, I do like this line. This line is very good for a saving shot.
His weight
He's just got to get around that bowl.
Oh.
Well, he might have knocked that in for second. It's very hard to tell.
Very important to get second shot there with the scoreboard at 5-1. Yep. Only
He's-
1 to Fred. Fred has another bowl here to add to the tally.
So here we go. You want the same bowl, Fred? You've had 2. They've been
Just about identical.
just about identical, and they've both been perfect. I tell you what, he's got the same sort of line again.
Certainly does.
Just a little heavy, but I might be getting his phone number after the game. Might get him for pairs next year myself.
Tell you what, he's going very well.
So they've taken out the 1. Well, they indicated 1.
Yeah.
This is always frustrating when you're at the other end. They indicate 1 and then they do the measure dance.
You're not wrong. I think we've got it. Oh, no, we're 3 down.
Yeah, exactly. And look, that happened to me yesterday.
So we might be calling for a measure here.
Yeah, Peter's not happy to give that one away. He'd like that one looked at, and that's fair enough.
The ITO umpire is coming in to measure for a second. And a big shout out to all the volunteers we've had for this event. The markers for the singles events at all the clubs have done a marvellous job. I know down at my club, Paradise Point, we just had so many volunteers there helping for the duration of the event, and I'm sure it's been the same at every other club.
Oh, look, it has, and look, you know, no sporting game anywhere can survive without volunteers. So, yeah, I've grown up playing bowls in an environment where it's all volunteers.
Yes.
So I'm very happy to support volunteers and to give time back.
Yes.
Now they've got the laser measure out. So for those of you who haven't seen it, this is a fantastic tool. Yesterday I had to have my head measured twice with a laser. I won the first measure by 0.6 of a millimetre and the second one by 0.5 of a millimetre. So that gets rid of all the shaky fingers and...
Yeah, it's a great tool. Okay.
So there we go. So
it was only the one.
Only the one.
So that last bowl of Jake's was indeed important. He rolled Helen's bowl in for a second shot when they could have been looked to be 3 down.
Yes, so it keeps it to just to 1, so it's 6.
6-1 to Jacky and Fred. Now it'll be interesting to see here if they do change the length. They do have the mat back.
Well, they just won that one and they had 4 very good bowls. So there'd be no reason why they'd be looking to change the length. I wouldn't suggest. It does look like they've rolled a fair way. They're only a couple of metres up from the tee.
Yeah,
So
it is a long end. Up towards the 31 metre mark.
34 is just called, and
34.
so they're up probably 2.5, 3 metres, so it'll be just over 30 metre length. So we can see Rob Hughes just giving Jacqueline the angle off the mat that she needs, and then it's up to her to find the weight.
We've got a hello from John and Val, who are watching from Ontario, Canada. Good evening to you, John and Val.
Oh, good morning. No, it wouldn't be good morning, it'd be good evening. Beautiful line over that distance to start with. Just looks to be about a metre short. Those squares are a good indicator for those of us that don't have great depth perception.
Here we've got a good picture of Peter giving a line there to Helen. He releases the bowl down the backhand. Looks to be
very good line.
Pretty good. Just running past, but pretty good starter. So from those two bowls, both Helen and Jacky will be trying to correct under advice from their vision director and zero in on the jack.
So it looks like Rob is keeping the same angle off the mat. I think Jacqueline was just a tiny bit narrow to that angle in the first one. Yeah, that second one is definitely wider on to where Rob was standing. Might be a little bit too high on the line.
Yeah. Weight wasn't too bad, but yeah, much wider than the first. Oh, an opportunity here for Helen. On its way down the backhand.
Very good line again. A lot
Looks
closer
to be better
this time.
weight.
What a great correction.
This could touch it.
Resting toucher.
What a great bolt from Helen Boardman.
Peter's up there taking all the credit.
Helen has had 33 in international appearances for the Australian Jackaroos.
Again, just
Jacky
a
still
bit
wide.
high on that line.
Okay, big opportunity here for Helen and Jake to get right back in this match. This line a little tighter than a previous, but weight looks to be pretty good. No, weight was 4 or 5 foot short, so
And probably just takes that hand out of play for the skips as Fred and Jake walk down to the other end. Is Fred thinking he's going to be able to get around there? Or playing underneath onto Jacqueline's bowl.
big discussion here going on. The 4 of them, the 2 bowlers and the 2 vision directors.
Wondering what they're going to have for dinner tonight. Who's paying? Got that sorted. Back to bowls.
Okay, Fred will probably have to come backhand. That forehand is, although he has bowled that forehand quite well.
Very well.
Going back to the clubhouse.
Yeah, it does look like he's lining up backhand, but I do think he was looking at the forehand when they were having the discussion, thinking that, oh, maybe he is lining up forehand. Certainly got his, no. Did have it in his mind to have a little run at that bowl.
Run at the shot bowl.
He's got Jacqueline's bowl. By the looks of it, he's going to give it a bit of a, yep. I think maybe now he will change hands for the next one.
Yeah, it has opened that up a little. Jake will go to the forehand. just trying to get around the front bowl of Helen's.
Very nice delivery, very nice line. Does look to be coming back just under that bowl, but anything in front in the way of Fred is going to be good. It's second shot, so that might make Fred think a little bit differently about what shot to play.
He's having a look at the head through his binocular device and sticking to the backhand.
I can't imagine this will be short. I think he's just pinched his line. I like the idea of what he's trying to do here.
Oh, he's knocked Helen up again. This could well be 3.
I think it is 3.
So Helen and Jake have a pretty good head here. They've got 3 shots at the moment. They've got a backward about 6 feet behind the jack. So an opportunity for Jake to draw another.
It looks like he's trying to get around Fred's bowl here, which is a very good plan if he can get around. No, he's going to drop under.
His weight looks to be pretty good, however. Sneaks under the white, be in the count. Oh,
I don't know if he's
out.
in the count. He might just be out, but again, that's probably going to play into Fred's line.
Does make Fred's shot a whole lot more difficult.
So I think he might switch. Yes, he's switching to the forehand here, I think. He's got his own bowl to come up, so...
Yeah, on the draw. Weight looks to be pretty good.
He's very close here. I think he's under his bowl, very close to shot bowl. Just running through.
Just running through.
What a great effort.
The green's drying out a little too, so they're just tailing off that foot or so more now. Opportunity here for Jake to draw a 4th shot. Staying nice and wide away from Fred's front bowl.
Just coming in. Well, I think he might be just a tad long there, but they might measure that between that and Jacqueline's front bowl.
Certainly a game-changing end. 3 out.
We're going to have a closer look. The measure dance starts. 3.
3 shots.
3 is the call.
Helen and Jake.
That's a good pick up for them.
6-4, game on.
Always makes you feel a little bit more comfortable when you pick up a 3 and close the gap like that. 6-1 gives you a bit of a scare, but 6-4 is okay.
Yep, absolutely. I've been down 6-1 number of times.
Too many for me to count. But that's a great thing about competitions like this. But even in my first year of bowls, I was encouraged to enter all these sort of competitions because the more you play and the more you play against better players, the better you become yourself.
Couldn't agree more, absolutely. So just a reminder, this is a 15-end match or a 3-hour time limit. We doubt we'll get to the 3-hour time.
Now we've got just 2 hours and 5 to go, so
we're making pretty good time.
Indicating they're about 8 inches short of the tee, and it looks like the mat is pretty well down on the tee there, so this will be a challenge. This just about a full length. It's not easy for anybody.
It's interesting here that Helen and Jake are sticking to the long end, having just picked up a 3. But coming back this way away from the clubhouse, Jacky and Fred bowled a very good end on the last occasion.
They did. This is a much better line from Helen over this length. It's coming home nicely now. Oh, what a great start.
Yeah, Helen's really lifted the last couple of ends. What a great bowl.
What a shot.
She's happy too. And a toucher.
Yeah, and taken in their stride like it was expected. So now Jacqueline down there, she's going to try and, I'd say just try and reach that. Build the head up so that Fred's got some options. And she's behind. Oh, that looks like it's gone too far behind.
Yep, that's in the ditch. Wow. Now, can Helen do the same?
Here comes the repeat. Well, she's got a decent line again. She's a little bit wider than the first one, but it is swinging back.
So Peter is giving her description of what is happening with the bowl, and tell you what, this is another cracker.
That weight is just about perfect to the first. It's only a half a bowl difference, really.
So some pressure here on Jacky and Fred for the first time in the match.
Well, Jacky has corrected her line. It's a very good line for her bowl, but I think she's dropped the weight here.
Yep. Okay, going for a three-peat here, Helen.
Well, if she gets that, I might have to get her number along with Fred's.
Okay.
Oh, I do like that line.
The green is speeding up a little now as it's drying out, so
I don't
the lines have become a little wider.
She shook her hand and was quick to turn around. I think she's realised,
knew she was heavy.
Overcooked it a little, but that's okay. It was the right line, just a bit heavy.
Okay, important bowl here for Jacky Hudson. She too, an international with the Jackaroos squad. 20 appearances for Jacky.
This is a fantastic correction. It is a very good line. The weight looks to be very good. I would suggest this is going to be second shot. Just
on that. Oh, what a great change up. She had one long, one short, and she's put it right on that one, Jack high.
Always feels better to make sure you've got one on the head when you swap over.
Absolutely. It means you can walk straight down the green past your skip with pride.
That's the right.
Rather than having to go around the outside of the rink.
Yes. We'll try and get a word in with the directors during the break too, because it'll be just as much pressure on them as it is the bowlers to make sure that they're giving not only the right direction, but I mean, as we all know, the further away the kid is, or the closer it is, it does change the line.
Okay, Jake on the forehand. Looks to be
just a bit
moving
heavy.
A bit.
But Jake can afford to do that with Helen being right on the kitty like that.
Yeah, that's just about the ideal lead bowl there from Helen Boardman. Okay, Fred. Probably two down at the head.
Well, he's on a very good line again.
So not far away here, Fred McConnell.
Well, he might plant that bowl out and at least get second shot, which he has.
Great bowl, Fred McConnell.
There's 4 bowls in a row he's had coming down on this hand where he's pretty much nailed it.
Fred won gold at the 2022 Australian Open in the Vision-Impaired singles and the 2021 Vision-Impaired singles. Jake just going through the gap.
Wow.
What a great bowl.
That was a fantastic effort.
Having not watched a lot of vision-impaired bowls myself, I must say I'm very impressed with the standard.
Well, you're right. The standard, you would think that there would be a different, but there's really not. And having played against vision-impaired players myself, you do stand in awe as another player.
Yeah.
And sometimes you forget that you're actually competing against them. And I've actually found myself playing against a vision-impaired bowler, rooting for them.
Yes. Well, this head has been amazing. Another great bowl from Fred. Jake trying to follow down and probably sit on that shot to sit for two.
He's close. Is he going to fall inside that one? It looks like he is. Whether or not, I think he's...
He may well have fallen in for a second shot.
It's a cracker of a shot.
What an end this has been.
So here we are on a green that is changing from a heavy dew with it now drying out. So it's a changing speed just about every end until it settles. And look at what they can do over a full length that they haven't played yet. So
yep. Fred coming in a little tighter with weight here, maybe looking at that shot bowl.
I think, well, he was right on it.
Running into his partner Jacky's bowl and nearly pushing that into the shot bowl.
So are they going to... They've taken one out. Well, they took one out there, but I didn't see...
I think it was just the one. We'll try and just confirm that. But just shy of halfway in the event, we've certainly got a great final on our hands.
Well, on the scoreboard, they've got 6 all, so...
Must have been a 2.
It was a 2, yep. So there we go.
6 all, nearly halfway through.
6 all on 7. Well, they've changed it up a little bit. They're perhaps 2 to 3 metres shorter. 31, yes. So Helen's just lining up on the mat with some help from Peter Doherty. I've had a lot of conversations with Peter over the last few years. He's a very nice gentleman.
Does Peter bowl himself, Andrew?
He used to. I think he still does play socially, but I think he's more interested in helping. He's the director of the Blind Bowlers Association down here. Well, I believe he still is.
So he gets a lot of satisfaction out of. I mean, they are well and truly involved in the game, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And as I said, they do get to travel away as the director.
Yes. Okay. Jacky getting some guidance here from her Vision director, Rob.
Looks to be a very good line off the mat. And here she comes. It's a very good opening bowl. Just a couple of feet behind Helen's opening bowl. Gee, I don't think we will get anywhere near the 3-hour time limit. We're almost halfway through, and we've only just hit over 1 minute and 6 seconds, so 6 minutes, so 1 hour 6. Looks to be another very good line from Helen. Very nice looking bowl coming in here. A little bit longer than the first, but still very useful.
Yeah, she's really picked up the last half hour or so. She's zeroing in on that jack.
We can see Jacqueline getting some support with Brian at the opposite head and Rob at her head. This makes it a bit hard for us to see, but it's not important for us to see.
Right. A little wide and a little shy on weight.
But still very good track coming in, so...
Yeah. This may well force Helen to switch over to the forehand.
Well, her draw was underneath that, but it does look like she's staying on that hand, lining up on that hand.
Yep.
If she drops that weight, she'll probably draw into the kitty a good 2-3 feet inside that bowl. But it is deceptive, but we'll see how. Yeah, she is definitely coming in on that backhand. Same, staying where she was before. I think she's probably just overcooked this one. Just
a little
bit
too
long.
much weight.
If it stays up, she can say it was deliberate for cover, but it's gone into the ditch.
Into the ditch. Okay, opportunity here for Jacky to, somewhere in between her 2 previous bowls, we shot bowl.
I know for those of us with nearly perfect sight, that wing bowl out there is a very good guide to try to come draw in underneath, which is basically exactly what she's done. Drawn in underneath that wing bowl, and look at that.
This is going to be shot. What a great
beautiful
bowl from Jacky Hudson. Certainly is fitting for a final. 6 all after 7.
Very, very high standard of bowls. Skip's coming down now, they're getting ready.
Okay, Jake Fehlberg on the mat.
Looks to be lining up for his backhand. Yes, it's just going to come in. I'd suggest it's just going to come in and try and sit that shot bowl.
Yeah, it does look to have sort of nice weight on it.
I tell you what. Oh,
you couldn't have played that much better.
That was a fantastic effort. Gee, now I'm going to have to get all of their numbers. By the time I finish getting all their numbers, they won't need me.
Okay, Fred getting some direction here from his...
Oh, I'd suggest he'd be following Jack down on that hand, just looking to sit that back bowl of theirs. That might make a change for Jake then.
Absolutely.
But yeah, he is coming down.
Maybe a little tight.
Very good weight though.
Yep, perfect weight for what he was trying to do.
He must be able to hear us.
Jake
Jake has changed hands. He's coming. I think he's pinched his line on that one.
A little tight.
Be the same sort of thing he'd be looking to do, would be to sit that shot bowl. Now we'll see if Fred decides to stay there or if he's going to, yep, he's going to stay on that hand.
Yep.
He's got a better line on this one.
Just maybe lacking a little weight.
Beautiful line for it. It's probably going to have an effect on Jake now coming down on that forehand. Yeah, looking to see if he can get around to sit that shot bowl.
He and Cody having a discussion.
He's made his decision. I can do what he says, and off he goes. And I'll tell you what, it's a very lovely line. Just,
crikey. Just sliding by.
The bowl's length over, and he would have had a big turnaround.
Okay, opportunity here for Fred to add a second.
This is much better line for Fred's bowl. He's just a little bit heavy.
A bit. So one shot to the team of Jacky Hudson and Fred McConnell. 7-6 after 8. Okay, looks like they're going to go a little shorter here. Helen and Jake have had some good fortune on the longer end, so a tactical change here from Jacky Hudson and Fred McConnell to shorten them up.
Shorten the length right up.
Okay. The lead's job is very important in 3-bowl pairs, as it is in every discipline in lawn bowls. But in this final, coming down to the crunch time, pressure on both leads to get them close early on. Looks to be a pretty good starter here from Jacky Hudson. Just going through 4 or 5 feet, but beautiful line.
Very beautiful line. And just as you'd expect, if you shorten the length up, you tend to be a bit long with the first 1 or 2.
Absolutely.
Helen just delivering there on her forehand. Very nice line. She's coming in. I think she might be a little bit long, but she's going to come inside that bowl, is she? No, just on the outside.
Again, really good line. The grass line is getting wider by the end here as the green continues to dry.
Let's see if Jacqueline can keep her line and just take that little bit of weight off. Well, it is a very good line.
Yeah, it's just another, Beautiful line, just a little overcooked with weight.
Helen quickly on the mat. She wants to make her adjustment. Looks confident. Beautiful line.
This won't be far away.
It's coming in very nice here. I do favour this for shot now. Yes.
Yes, that's the shot. Jacky just getting instructions from Rob, her vision director, about exactly where that bowl is finished. She may well stick to the forehand and just try and come under that bowl.
Yeah, certainly she is lining up for her forehand. Well, she didn't like it out of her hand, and we can see the reason why. She knew straight away she put that a bit wide. And
yeah, she didn't get that out the way she would have wanted. Opportunity for Helen to add a second.
Once again, straight away, she was very quick onto the match, very confident. Got her line. And the weight is not too bad. Another good bowl. I'd suggest they're holding 2 there.
Yes, 2 shots to Helen and Jake. So Fred still has room here to draw on the forehand and can use that wider bowl of Helen's as a shoulder to lean into the jack.
Yeah, I think that's what I would be doing, but it looked like he was just talking to his director Brian there about coming around the other hand, maybe even looking for a trail back to the 3.
It's one of the decisions we have to make. It's one of the great things with bowls. We do make a lot of decisions. Every shot you're making a decision.
And we second guess those decisions.
Yes, and sometimes we make the wrong ones.
More than sometimes. So he is coming on the forehand. He's going to try and pick that gap and just draw inside. Maybe look to get second shot first before he tries anything drastic. Very good line. He's coming in
around the back a little heavy, but as you say, you can't put a better line on a bowl than that.
No. Now I'll be looking at that group of 4 bowls. I think if I was Jake, I might be looking to cover those rather than trying to draw another one in just yet.
This is well weighted.
It's very well weighted, so he's listened to his brother rather than me. That's probably a good thing.
He's just nearly a resting toucher. Pressure now on Fred McConnell.
It's
3
a great
down.
opening bowl. Might actually encourage Fred to come on that hand now and maybe with an extra 2 feet of weight and just look to push that kitty back. They've got all the back bowls, so might push Jake back with him, but it's the higher percentage shot. Certainly looking at it, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're looking, it's pointing the backhand way.
Yeah, you tend to get that way when you're skipping. Your eyes get very large when you see a shot that you want to play.
I know that.
He's certainly playing the narrower line to try and come in onto it. I think that's actually a very good weight for it. He's just perhaps a bit wide.
Yes, he did play great weight for what he was trying to do. Now, probably Jake does need to cover those 4 at the back.
Well, there's 5. Yeah, there is the 4 there, and the pressure is now very huge on Fred because he is 3 down.
This is a smart play from Jake. Might have overcooked it a little, but he is amongst the 4 shots at the back. Very good bowl, Jake Fehlberg.
Yes, they've got one. Helen's there on the left, on our left, and Jake's on the right. So Fred will now be looking at.
I think I'd be trying to draw in between those fronts on the forehand, I think. But
well, I think either hand will be okay, so long as he's just looking to arrive to the kitty. Draw weight. Just get second shot. He's got the
Looks
weight
a
to
better
move
weight.
it all again.
Oh, he's just overdone it a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, big opportunity here for Jake to add a fourth shot.
Now, if I was Jake, I'd be coming in on the forehand. I think that's a safer shot to draw for 4, but I think he's had 2, so he's going to stay there.
Send it out nice and wide.
Yes.
Weight looks to be perhaps a bit shy.
It's a good skipper's bowl. It's not touching the head, not disturbing it.
Might be just a little short of,
I think,
where he needed to be.
yes. They're taking 3 out. Well, no, they're claiming 4. They're not looking at the ones behind. The problem there is that they've kicked the bowl back in there.
Four shots. Helen and Jake hit the front. 10-7.
Well, I think that was interesting. They kicked Jake's bowl back into that group that was behind. But that makes Jake and Helen 10-7 now.
Okay. For the first time in the match, Jake and Helen are in front. And they're immediately going back to a longer end where they had success a few ends ago. Helen's jack throwing's been spot on. She's been right on the money to where Jake's vision director Cody's been standing each time.
Yes, she has a quick look up. Peter lets her know how far he's standing, and she lets it go. I have seen her at another club, Gold Coast Lawn, where they do practice that.
For those just joining us, on the right of the screen you can see numbers against the side bank indicating metres, and the vision directors will refer to those numbers when telling their players how far the bowl needs to travel.
Once again, line is very good. Perhaps about 6 feet over, but covering the tee. There you go. Robbie's got his magic finger out and he's just moved that screen down for us.
Good to see you, Vince, watching from Austral Eagles Bowls Club in Sydney, and nice to hear from you, William as well. Okay, Jacky coming around on her backhand.
She's going to finish just behind Helen's first bowl, but again, the line's impeccable.
The sun's certainly getting higher in the sky, and most of the moisture will have been taken off the green by now, so it will steadily speed up for the duration of this match.
And they're definitely getting more finish on the bowls, or that's a little bit too wide.
Yeah.
But it does give everybody else a good indicator of what they need to draw inside of. So it's Fred now doing the job of the director, standing at the kitty.
Jacky using her director Rob's foot as a guide.
A very nice bowl coming in here by Jacky.
Here.
What a fantastic shot.
Look at this.
Beautiful
Grabs the
shot.
kitty. Just what they needed at 7-10 down. 15 end match this.
Certainly takes, it makes you feel good, takes the pressure off. You just dropped a 4. You want to make sure that you get one or two back immediately. But we can't discount the replies of Helen. Both Helen and Jacqueline have had a very good tit for tat.
Good line here from Helen, but she's just a little short.
Fantastic line.
Okay. Jacky does not have to change a thing.
So easy to say, isn't it? Don't change a thing. She's
got it away pretty nicely again.
Very similar to her last bowl. Very good weight. Turning in nicely.
Yeah, great pair of bowls there.
Yeah, two very good bowls
Jacky's
there from Jacky.
Wow, what a time to do it. After just dropping a 4, they need to bounce back straight away, and she's put her team in a position where they can do this. Pressure back on Jake Fehlberg.
Just saw Jack there, Jake having a look at that. If that bowl was a little further back, he might be tempted to come on the forehand and just try to sit it out. I think with that distance, he'd probably need a little bit of weight to come onto it, so he might decide to come back on our left-hand side, which would be his forehand. But we'll see how he lines up with what Cody has to tell him, because he does have the opposition bowler as a catcher, so it really doesn't make a lot of difference which way he goes. He needs to get to the head.
It looks to be in the vicinity.
Tell you what, that's a fantastic weight.
Great weight, just coming across inside it, under the head a little, but as you said, the weight was spot on. Okay, still on the backhand here for Fred, nice and open. Maybe a little tight here. Does not want to contact Helen's bowl.
He's under Helen's bowl, and he's actually going to finish pretty close to Jacky, maybe a bowl or two behind. So if Jake does decide to come down with a bit of weight, it's probably not in a bad home. Well, he's let that go. It does look like it's on a very good line.
It certainly is zeroing in.
Just, that's all it needs. Just that little touch, and they've got shot.
Wow. It was an option there to run into Helen's bowl, and he got it nice and fat and sits shot.
That's exactly right. Now the pressure on Fred. Very hard to draw that off. Well,
yeah.
They do have the Bacchus bowl. I mean, that's a hard...
good point.
It's a hard decision for a sighted player to have to say, well, which way do I come down? The kiddies on which side of the bowl? But being vision impaired, you got to listen to all those directions from the person at the head, and then you direct it at the mat.
I think that's what they're looking at doing, a forehand with a little bit of weight to hit the shot bowl and push that jack way back to their backwood of Jacky's.
Yeah, they're asking the question now, how far behind the jack is to the bowl, but it's basically right on it. There's only an inch or two. Any contact on that bowl is going to move the jack. There's no point just moving it 2 or 3 feet. Well, he's having a fair old crack. Just hitting the wrong bowl. Oh, well.
He has edged it out, but may well have put...
Yeah, just
it's
the
only one,
down.
they say.
Yeah. Well, if you joke here, probably the forehand draw is about the only way that you can see it. To get to that kitty, maybe tuck it in behind.
That's exactly what he's trying to do. Nice grass. Coming in now. Has he got the weight?
No, he doesn't. But he might. He might actually be a nuisance bowl. I know he's calling him onto that one. I thought he would have perhaps caught him on the other hand to play onto his last bowl and push the Helen's bowl through. He's going to go down and have a look.
Yeah.
It's probably a very good thing to do. As we said at the start, it's very easy to win a game from here.
That's right. And just for the viewers too, Andrew, you're saying that how there are different levels of vision impairment for the competitors?
Yes. It's 0 to 4, with 0 being no sight at all, to 4 to having some sort of impairment. Unfortunately, I don't have the list with me.
You can see that both Cody and Fred use a monocular device to get some picture of what's happening at the other end. And both Helen and Jacky use their vision director's stance or foot near the mat to give them a direction of the green width they need.
Okay, so I do have the bowls, the classifications for the site. So what we'll do is we'll wait for this bowl of Fred's to come down, and then
he's gone to the forehand this time.
just
Might be a little wide. Just got to swing hard now.
very good draw weight.
Swinging hard. I tell you what, it's not a bad effort.
Very good effort. Fantastic effort.
Yeah.
So it is a B1 to a B4 classification for the vision impaired. So B1 is no light perception in either eye. See, I can't even read that. I've got to make it a bit larger for myself. But no recognition of hand movement at any distance or any direction. A B2 would be from the ability to recognise hand movements up to a visual acuity of 2/60. B3 from a visual acuity better than, but up to, well, these are different vision classifications which a lot of us don't actually use, but so yeah, the highest classification B4 is they can have a higher visual acuity, but the visual field of is less than 20 degrees. So
okay. So it is at the top level. It is still quite an impairment.
Oh, very much so. Yes. Yeah. It's not like us that need glasses or.
No.
I do know some blind bowlers who do wear glasses because they need them for one eye, not necessarily the other, but as we say with the parabols, not all disabilities are visible, so it'll be the same with the vision impaired. Not all of the impairment would be obvious.
Okay, so we just had 2 shots there to Helen and Jake. So they've kicked on to a 12-7 lead after being down 6-1 at one stage. They're going to the longer end has certainly worked in their favour.
It has, but surprisingly Fred has been able to get into those heads. I think there's been a couple of heads where they've been a bit unfortunate not to have gotten the mat back off of Jake and Helen.
Okay, Helen off again here on the forehand. This will start to swing now.
It is a very good line and a very good weight.
Yeah, this green is really starting to speed up, and it's really starting to have some nice draw on it now.
It does. I mean, that probably drew in from the first end. I don't think it would have come in past that centre line, or the halfway mark, but it's really starting to draw now.
So a bit of pressure here on Jacky and Fred now. 5 the difference. 5 ends to go.
This is a very good line for Jacky's bowl. I think she's
sort of waved it away. I think she knew she was heavy.
So
She too using a monocular device to get a closer look at the head. Helen, plenty of grass once again.
turning in nicely now.
Yeah, 2 great starters from Helen Boardman.
Just like a normal sighted bowler, she's throwing the shoulders up going, oh, well, I thought I made a change.
Okay. This is a much tighter line.
A lot less weight, although she's still coming.
Okay, it's in the game. Probably still 2 to Helen and Jake.
Can see Fred having a look at that. Might be maybe thinking he can come down on that hand and either roll that, or if he's narrow, he can sit the other bowls behind, but he's got to wait his turn. This is a much tighter line that Helen has got on hers now. That she has let go of the weight as well. So,
yeah. So opportunity here for Jacky Hudson. Draw on the forehand. Needs to get one in the head here. Peter Doherty showing Helen his dissatisfaction with her last bowl.
Oh no, Jacky was not happy with that one at all.
It is coming back, but still quite a way wide.
Very, not too bad on the weight. Probably 5 feet short on the weight, but the same as her second one. She'll be a bit disappointed with herself that she didn't make the correction.
Okay, opportunity here for Jake to draw in and put real pressure on Fred McConnell. Jacky and Fred really need to win 2 or 3 of the next 4 ends.
Absolutely. I would suggest that they need to get this end back just to get the mat, get control of the mat, change that length.
Yeah, they've really taken advantage of these longer ends, Helen and Jake.
Well, that looks to be a very good line for Jake's bowl. Shouldn't be surprised at that. Just a little bit long.
Okay, opportunity for Fred to draw a shot here.
I'm going to make quick. He's been at the head, so he has seen how much room there is to draw.
I think he likes this.
It does look very good. It's got to slow down now. Not that long ago we were saying that they had to speed up, but that's a fantastic opening bowl from Fred.
Just what they needed. Jake now getting instruction from his brother Cody on just how far that bowl is behind the kitty. and he'll try and make the necessary adjustment and draw inside of Fred's bowl.
Still having a good long look at this. Doesn't want to lose the end, even though they might feel that they have a comfortable lead at this stage of the game. You don't want to let even one go. He has fixed his line from the first one, but I think he's kept the weight from it. So he is going to finish behind on the line.
Okay, another opportunity for Fred here to draw a second.
He's pinched his line a little bit, but these bowls of him do tend to stand up sometimes. No, he's through the head.
A little heavy. Okay, Jake's got a couple of options here. He could play the bowl out of the head, the shot bowl out of the head. He's going up to have a look at that, in fact.
Yeah, it's a very good decision to make. Go up and have a look. As I said, that they probably do feel comfortable with a 5-shot lead, but with so few ends to play, you don't want to lose one. Fred and Jack will be the absolute opposite. They'll be feeling that 5 is as far away from the lead as that they want to be, and that they do want to get this end so that they can change the length.
Absolutely. So
Peter just suggesting to just...
Discussion going on here with all 4 teammates.
Oh, it's interesting to see what... I mean, we obviously can't hear what they're saying, but Peter's suggesting that they just draw in there. Plenty of room just to draw in. I can see Jake was pointing at those other bowls to say that he could come under that front bowl for the shot bowl, but whether or not he does...
Okay, decision time. The decision's been made. Now it's execution time.
He's just having another look just to confirm what he's feeling. Make sure he's comfortable with the shot. You have to be comfortable with the shot that you decide to have.
On the draw.
I'll tell you what, it's a very lovely line. He's close to the kitty with this one.
Great bowl, Jake Fehlberg.
What a fantastic shot. I think he might just be out. How are they looking at that? No.
Looks like Rob has signalled to Fred that they still have it. So, nice wide draw for a second shot for Fred.
Yeah, normally you'd probably want to stay away and not try to move the kitty as a skip, but he needs to get inside those back bowls. I'd rather finish with a 2.
Looking a little tight. I don't know if he's got the weight.
No, he's onto those front bowls. Yeah, Peter's not keen to give that away. Oh, yes, 1 down. So
yeah, 1 to Fred and Jacky. So 12-8, 4 ends to go. Now decision time with Matt and Jack length.
I was just going to say, I wonder if they're going to take the mat up. No, it looks like they're going to leave it down. So it'll be very interesting to see the length that she rolls here. Brian is moving further up.
Yeah, they're going to a much shorter length than both Helen and Jake have been looking to bowl at.
Yeah, I'd say the mat's up a good 2 metres further than they do. And look at that, once again,
She's
rolled
spot on.
straight into-
Just a metre past where he was standing.
So he's going to call out now and tell her. 31, he said, so they're about at the 33 mark here, so
So important here for Jacky to get on the jack with her first
she needs
couple
to
of
get
bowls
close.
here.
Yeah, and her line is very good. She's tracking very nicely to the kitty here.
This is a great starter.
Very
Jacky
good starter.
Hudson, great starter.
That's it. Pressure on the opposition. But with the accolades that all 4 of these bowlers have achieved over the years, I don't think that they would be feeling the pressure as much as the rest of us.
No, they all look pretty calm considering the circumstances of the Australian Open final. Okay, Helen's reply.
Another good, well-pointed bowl. Little across the head. Very good weight. Fantastic weight.
Perfect. So Jacky just getting advice from her vision director, Rob Hudson, on where that bowl has finished.
Brian was just indicating that up the other end with Fred that they had shot still, so she should stay with her backhand.
It's on its way. Nice grass once again. Maybe a little heavier this time.
That probably won't be a bad thing.
No, it's going to finish in a good home.
Here comes Helen with another go. She's closer this time to the kitty.
Tell you what, she's got bowl or kitty. She's got the
She's got
kitty
both.
and pushed it
Well,
straight over to her first bowl.
What a fantastic result.
As I said before, Andrew, the standard for vision impaired bowlers is extremely high.
Very much so.
Okay, Jacky, gold medal winner at the 2023 World Bowls Championships in the vision impaired mixed pairs.
I tell you what, she's on a very good line. I think she might be just a bit overdone, but she's got to give Fred opportunities and chances, and by putting it behind, she has.
Okay. Helen will be just trying to draw somewhere in between Jacky's best bowl.
Well, that angle that Robbie's given us, it does definitely look like a 2. And this one looks like it's going to be arriving to that, or just around it.
Great effort, but it too's finished in a good spot.
Well, if you're Fred here, you have to be thinking that you've got to do something. You can't just try to draw for one.
No, he's got to move that shot bowl somehow.
A little bit of weight down on the forehand. He could perhaps roll that bowl out for 2 or 3, maybe sit for 2 if he's got a little bit extra on it. Just set it up for his second bowl and his third bowl. Okay, what's he going to do? On the forehand. Well, he's got a draw line. What a fantastic effort.
Great effort. So that's a great second shot now. So now he can afford to play a little more weight and try and knock that shot bowl out.
Yeah, there is a danger of it going to the other bowl, but you can go one down to one down, but you really have to try to make something happen now. We're on the 12th end.
Yeah, just 3 ends to go after this. 4 shots the difference. Jake's got a very good line here once again.
Yeah, very good. He's going to finish in front. Not quite in Fred's line, so that might encourage Fred to go a little bit more, but we haven't seen a lot of upshots or driving at all in this game. They are sticking to the draw, but
yeah, just like 1 or 2 feet over weight here would be ideal.
This is a beautiful line if he's got the weight. If he has the weight.
Oh, is he here?
No, he's just going to, no.
Well, good sighter.
Very good sighter. He could probably keep that weight, or he could do either. We'll see what Jake does. Jake needs to try and move that kitty a little bit, get it where it can't be so easily seen.
Yeah, this is going to make Fred's task a little more difficult.
Yes.
That's finished in a very good defensive spot.
So I think we'll see what Brian is telling him up there.
Big bowl here from Fred McConnell.
He
has a little more weight on this, I think, Andrew.
Yes, he does, and he's looking for that underneath bit. I think he's onto his own, or just no, he's just going to slide
just
underneath.
Sliding under his weight.
That was a very good weight.
Jake may well stay away from this.
Well, a good skipper's bowl is don't put it anywhere near it.
I know what I'd be doing.
Yeah, I'm not afraid to be a chicken and say, let's take it. No, he's going to have a go. Good on him. He's on a very good line to reach Fred's bowl. He just doesn't quite have the weight.
Okay, so one more to Helen and Jake. Makes it 13-8.
Makes it a very tough proposition now.
3 ends to go.
3 ends to go.
Been a great fight back from Helen Boardman and Jake Fehlberg from 6-1 down.
Well, they didn't panic. They it shows the experience that they have. Just let the greens settle a bit. You know what's going to change from the early morning dew. You know it's going to speed up. So they saw the opposition going shorter, so they took the advantage, went longer, and it worked for them. And they've stuck with that plan.
And they're back to it now.
So
again, another great jack throw from Helen Boardman.
I'm absolutely amazed that they're throwing the jack exactly where it needs to go. The director's, it's at 32 metres. Their mat's just about down on the tee, so it is a fair length.
So Peter Doherty, her vision director, indicating where she needs to be.
And what a great...
down that line she delivers it.
What a great angled shot that was that Robbie gave us. That is exactly what she does. Looks at Peter, gives her the angle off the mat that she needs. Very good opening bowl from Helen.
Starter.
So as as you saw, Peter put his foot down there and she followed that line exactly. So now it's up to Peter to decide whether or not he goes that tiny bit wider or just changes the angle of his foot. And just like every other bowler, he's had to take note of the changing green throughout the morning. So that foot will be getting wider and wider.
Yeah, it certainly is a four-person team with the vision-impaired pairs. Everyone's involved. This looks to be on a good line.
This is a very good line. Very good line, and the weight's very good. What a fantastic opening bowl. Great reply.
Yep. Just
Very
what she
good.
needed to do.
Very
and
good
she delivers.
But she's about 2 feet behind the kitty there. You can see on the rink next door that looks like Damien Delgado has beaten Frank in the, I think that's the semi-finals. 21-10 is the score.
Helen Boardman here, another great line. Just overcooked the weight a fraction. Opportunity here for Jacky to add a second shot.
And if you're Fred, you would be asking her to do the exact same thing. And like all of us bowlers, she'd be going up there saying, I don't know what I did. Well, that's a good line again.
Needing to run on a little more.
Just running out of puff there. Blowing smoke, as they say. Breaking down.
Okay. Helen Boardman switching to the backhand.
Fair amount of discussion going on down there, which is good. They understand the importance of the situation that they're in, even though it's not her shot. Helen seems to have pinched her line a little, but that might upset Jacky's line. No, she's finished just behind
Weight was
Jack.
perfect, just a little tight. Peter giving her that feedback on the mat. Okay, so another opportunity here for Jacky.
Bit of a pressure bowl here. You don't want to be short. You want to make sure that you give your skip an opportunity. The first one was an absolute cracker. She's a bit wider. She doesn't like it. She turned away.
Yeah, not happy with that delivery.
Yeah, he's going to come back in.
Weight was very good. Yeah, she's just explaining that she didn't get it away the way she wanted to. Jake Fehlberg, one down at the head, will be trying to push Helen's bowl up, but probably on the backhand. And it looks like Peter's just explaining there to Helen that that's what the call is. And here indeed, Jake does come down on the backhand.
Yes, very quick to get on the mat. Made up his mind what he was going to play when he was down here. Just looking to run that bowl up. Or if he's under it, he's got the draw around it. He can sit their shot.
Great effort.
Fantastic weight.
Pressure on Fred here. They must win this end, you would think.
Well, if I was in Fred's position, winning this end to me would be paramount. You can't afford to go into the up and back last ends with 6 or 7 down. They are holding shot at the moment. He's on a very good line coming in.
Just running through a fraction.
But actually not in a bad home now. If
Yes, if Jake does come through a little tight on the kitty.
yes, especially with that last weight. I mean, I was guessing before that he was trying to roll that bowl up, or if he was around it, he could sit the shot bowl. So if that's what his plan is, he should have the same sort of weight.
That's taken a little bit off. He's put down a great bowl. Peter just asking it to slow down.
It's similar to his last.
Very close for shot now.
Yeah. I haven't seen Jake miss his line deliberately, or like that. They're indicating that Jacky and Fred are holding one.
Yeah.
So it makes me wonder if he was playing the odds to try to roll his bowl up and maybe sit the shot bowl.
It's interesting in the vision-impaired pairs that the vision director for the lead still needs to have a good relationship and understanding of the skip, because they're actually doing the calling.
Absolutely. It's what a fantastic bowl that
Look
is.
at this from Fred McConnell.
That's
Brilliant.
great. What a great bowl by Fred. But as you were saying earlier, it's not a two-person game. It really is a four-person game. Jake, it's coming down to have a look at that. Might change his mind about his shot. So all four would have to have a fantastic relationship. I mean, the directors, even though they're not actually putting the bowl down themselves, they're doing most of the communicating between each other.
Yes.
So,
Yep. So they've got to have a good tactical mind themselves.
yeah, I'd be no good. All right, Jake, smack it, hit it, go hard. I mean, they really could put this game to bed if he could change that head up, coming down on that same hand, and that's what Cody's indicating. If he can come through, if he misses that bowl, comes underneath, he can get the kitty, maybe sit for 2 or 3.
Yes, I think he'll play the same bowl he's been trying to play, and even if he does contact Fred's dark blue bowl there right in front, he should sit for at least a second shot.
That's correct. He'd be very unlucky if he was to roll Fred's bowl back onto the kitty and then go 3 down, but ever since I learnt how to play bowls, I was always told if you can win the game with a shot, or you can put the game away with a shot, then you try.
That's a good philosophy. You might not get a second opportunity.
Absolutely not. Especially if your opposition's using the same philosophy.
Yes. Okay.
And here it comes, and he's got
That's
that
played
weight.
with a bit of weight, yeah. Trying to come back.
He had a fantastic weight for it.
Great, just a fraction wide. Good play, good aggressive play there from Jake Fehlberg. Opportunity now for Fred McConnell to draw what could be a third shot. And then it's game on, absolutely.
Absolutely. And that's why it's important, I think, that Jake was trying to make that change. You can't always rest on your laurels and think, well, I'm just going to take it easy and make them take it off of me, because that's exactly what they could do.
Yes. Okay, so back on the forehand, trying to get around the front white and...
Just reach his own.
Yeah. Easy to be short on these bowls because you're trying not to interfere with the jack too much.
I tell you what, it's a fair effort. He looks a bit longer, but if he can
Needs
use
to hit that yellow.
Yep. Oh.
Well, he's used it, but it rolled out the other way. I think it's still 2.
Yeah, I think it's still 2. You wouldn't be upset with 2. You're going in.
Yep.
Rolled out 2. Now they're looking. The old measure dance.
Well, they called an
Yep.
umpire, so it could well be 3.
So we're down for 2 at the moment, which would make it a three-shot difference.
2 ends to go after this.
How important is it to get that 3rd shot?
Well, this is going to be an interesting measure.
Well, I'm actually not looking at the screen now. I'm actually looking at the green itself. And, yeah, I wonder if they're going to... It looks to be a three-way measure, which it doesn't look like that on the screen, but they're going to take they can take that out without moving the bowl, so that's good.
Got the laser out again.
And here we go.
Yep.
So one of the advantages for those of you who have not seen the laser used before, because they actually had quite a few people that I've played against and with over the last nearly 2 weeks that have not seen the laser used. What it does is it takes out the groove and the grips. So when they put those things up against it, the L-shaped ends for the laser to point on, the laser points into the middle of that white dot that you can see on them. So when you measure with a string or a tape measure or anything like that, you can sometimes they go into the grips or...
It's quite a skill.
Yes. So I know some people who aim for those deep grips, especially on the arrows.
Yes.
So the laser measure takes all of that out because it just goes straight to the fattest part of the bowl.
So just to recap, Jacky, Hudson and Fred McConnell have already 2 shots. We're now measuring for a 3rd. And we have 2 ends to go after this in the final of the Vision-Impaired Open Pairs.
I'm just going to the last bowl now, so once you press that button and then it'll say which one, then you just look and it'll actually tell you which ones are the closest. So they've taken out Helen's bowl, so it is only the 2.
So 13-10, up and back. Jacky and Fred have control of the mat.
Now we'll see if there's a change with the mat this time. No, it's still... It seems to be that it's a set length and set mat placement, which does make sense if you are
Yes.
struggling with a vision impairment. That's probably why she's able to get it to Brian all the time.
She's been very, very good with her
There she
distance
goes.
control.
He just walks sideways, waits within half a metre, within a metre. So that's what Rob would be saying to her. Well, you rolled it a metre longer than what Brian was.
31, I think, was the call. 31 metres.
And she's up a couple of metres, so probably looking about 29, 28 metre length. It's good to see that the crowd is building. We've got a few finals on here at Broadbeach today.
Okay. Jacky Hudson with the first bowl.
Looks to be running a little bit narrow, but the weight is not
Pretty
too
good.
bad.
Yeah, that's not a bad opener from Jacky Hudson.
Yeah, I wouldn't be displeased with that at all. That's been shot on several ends. Just checking the numbers on the side there. Make sure she understands where she is on the rink.
Okay, on the backhand.
Very good line.
Just going to run through a metre or so. So advantage Jacky and Fred.
Fred just indicating that I think that's more how far away it is sideways as just short or long. It's certainly not short or long. It's probably only a few inches in front of Kitty. But you can't actually see Jacky on the mat now, but what she did was she made sure her shoes were pointed in the same direction using the diamonds on the mat to get her bearings.
It's a little wider here than the previous. Weight very good once again, however, and it's in for a second shot.
Well, Helen not wasting any time there. And why would you when you can do this?
Oh, just rushing through. Still maybe 2 shots to Jacky.
Yeah, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, 2 shots.
Good picture there, Robbie. Okay, quite an important bowl here again from Jacky, and so will Helen's next bowl be equally as important.
Very much so. With only 3 bowls each, you can only look at a maximum of 6 shots that you can get, and with the heads that we've been seeing, that's not likely to happen. They don't often miss 3 in a row.
Great line there, but just a metre or so short. Gives Helen Boardman an opportunity on the backhand to get one in the head.
Well, that angle that Robbie showed us showed that Jacky's front bowl was actually in.
Helen's given this plenty of grass. 2 is running through, so advantage Jacky and Fred at this stage as the skips head to the mat.
Yeah, I dare say that. Yeah, it does. Yes, they're definitely holding 3 there by the looks of it, which is not a good feeling if you're Jake walking down thinking, well, we're 3 up with the up and back to go. You don't want to be 3 down on the head. But
We've all been there.
yeah, but look at.
This is where the skips get paid the big bucks.
That's right. Yes. Extra 50 cents for a can of Coke. But look, just both of them, cool as a cucumber.
Okay, Fred to keep the pressure on Jake here.
Do you think he'll go behind, or do you think he's going to
I think
pile
he'll
it
just
on?
keep pile it on. I'd be just keep pile it on. He's got 2 more to come after this.
Certainly got the right line for it.
Just trying to get there.
What
Very good.
What a great bowl.
Around that. What a ripper from Fred
What a
McConnell.
fantastic bowl. Now you'd be feeling the pressure. The idea now for Jake would be just to try to get in there, make sure that he's not being 4 down anymore. 1 down will be okay. Looks like he's trying to run that kitty back. It's probably not the best thing to be doing right now.
Oh, well, interesting.
Well, what do you do if you're Fred now? You've seen him have a little bit of... You wouldn't think that would be a mistake by Jake with the way he's been playing with his weight has been very good.
Another factor here is to play Jake's hand on the backhand and perhaps get in the way a little.
Well, yeah, if you don't get in the way, certainly behind.
He's a little tight for that line, I think, for that weight.
He's going to bounce off of Jacky's first one, but that's still going to count, I believe. So that would be...
5 shots.
Yeah, that's
Or 4
that's
and a
what
measure.
that's what it looks like from Robbie's angle there.
Okay, Jake Fehlberg away pretty quickly here. This looks pretty handy.
Very good. He's made the correction here to try and get into that head.
Under pressure. What a bowl, Jake Fehlberg.
Fantastic.
4 or 5 down to 1 up. Huge bowl.
No pressure. Not letting out a big sigh or collapse into his knees like we do. Just
It's finished in a great spot too.
Yeah.
Fred's going to have difficulty removing that.
Yeah, I can't see a way he can. I mean, he could probably play down onto Jacky's front bowl there and try and push Jake's through between his and the kitty, but that's a bit risky in its own. So, yeah, being 3 down, maybe just a little bit of a draw, tuck the kitty back to his own for 2 and go until the last end 1 down. That's assuming, of course, that Jake doesn't get anything with his last.
Just on the replay there, what a great bowl under pressure.
Yeah, he's definitely looking at that option. And he does have the opportunity there too. If he is a little bit underneath her bowl, he could perhaps pick up the kitty and race it back to Jacqueline's there on our right of screen. Ideally, you'd like to get 2 shots this end. So
Decisions.
yeah.
They certainly are looking at a way they could push that yellow out, but
Yeah, I don't think they can.
no.
Not cleanly anyway. Not with any certainty. Yeah. I like what Brian's saying there is, look, if you come in, you can sit the shot bowl, or you can move the kitty back, pick up a 2, hope that Jake doesn't take it off of you again and go into the last end just 1 down.
Yes, that's what I'd be doing.
I don't think he's going to turn hard enough to come in there and take that shot bowl out and sit for 2 or 3, but
Okay. Big bowl here for Fred McConnell.
he's had a good look at the head. He understands what's going on. There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
false start.
Yep. In 2 minds, it's always a good thing to do for you new bowlers out there. Always step back off the mat if you're unsure.
Okay, on its way. Playing with a bit of weight.
Yeah, he's got the draw line there, but he's got the
overcooked
weight.
it.
Yeah, he's got the weight to make that change in the head. So
Very easy to do under pressure.
So now if you're Jake, you'll be drawing wide.
Yep, drawing wide on the backhand. Making sure you don't touch that kitty back to Fred's bowl.
That's right. Stay on the professional side, as they say. For those that don't know, that means don't cross the line. You don't want to move that kitty to your opposition bowl. Even if he draws up to the kitty a little bit, there's a danger there that he could push it back. Those kitties move a lot further than a bowl do. So just want to draw wide. A bonus is sitting in for second shot. He's certainly on the right draw line for it.
Great grass.
Good skipper's bowl.
Not getting there, yes.
Look at that. That's the perfect line to be.
Yep. Very easy to do.
So just one.
One shot, 14-10, final end. Helen Boardman and Jake Fehlberg leading Jacky Hudson and Fred McConnell. It's been a great final.
It's very high standard. I mean, if you're watching from the start, some of the heads that we've had, it's just incredible.
Okay, they've put the mat right back towards the tee.
So I think they're sticking with their strategy of going long. Helen's just... You can see her centering the kitty on that mat so she knows where her arm flows through.
Okay. For the difference, Helen will be just trying to get her lead bowls there as close as she can and just make it as difficult as possible for Jacky and Fred to make the 4 they need for a tie.
Exactly, and that's the importance of playing those practice lengths. It comes down to your muscle memory. Just don't throw a length that you haven't bowled before. Bowl throw a length that you're used to, where you can be confident on the mat to get it close.
Okay, Helen's vision director Peter indicating the line, and straight through that foot line she goes.
Beautiful line again.
She does get it away very smoothly.
Very smoothly. Just running through a bit, and it actually rolled a lot further than I thought it would.
It's really speeding up now. Okay, very important for Jacky to be up and about Jack high here.
Yes.
Keep all the bowls they can in the game.
Yes, don't want to be too short here. 12 to 18 inches when I'm playing as a skip. I don't mind if they're 12 to 18 inches short because that's still a usable bowl.
You can't get knocked up if you're not short.
That's right.
Great. Well, gee, that green is really speeding up now.
That has, yeah.
That looked like it was going to stop like 2 feet wide and finish 4 feet wide.
And that makes the director's job so much harder now.
Yeah. As you said before, an inch up that end means a metre or so down this end.
I think Peter's made the very good... neither one of them have looked yet. I think she knew she threw that long, but the line was very good. You have to wonder if the nerves are starting to get in last end.
You can see Rob standing quite a way out there, indicate line. This looks to be pretty good weight.
It's going across again, but the weight is much better.
Yeah, that's a good shot there.
Yeah, good angle there, Robbie. Shows that they're holding the 2.
Helen Boardman, this nice grass line.
She's got that away very nicely again, and this is going.
They are watching this one. I think they like it.
Oh yes, this one's very close to being shot. What a feint.
What a great bowl, Helen Boardman. She knows she's put a ripper down there.
Oh yes, there's the relief. So Jacky just needs to make sure she's at the head, then let the skip worry about making the fancy shots. Oh, very good line here. The weight doesn't look too bad either.
Just going to come around behind, which is near her first bowl. That's still, it gives Fred an opportunity here. Skips move to the mat. Last end.
Well, that's 3 seconds to them, so...
Fred really does have to move. If they're going to get if they're going to get 4 shots, that either the jack or that front bowl has to move.
Yes.
So he does have to play an aggressive on-shot rather than a draw.
Question remains, will he try the backhand and try to roll that bowl out, or will he try to move the kitty coming around it?
Yeah.
There's only about 10 to 12 inches between the kitty and the bowl. Jake's up first, so Fred will have an idea of what he wants to play, but he won't do anything and will make his final decision until he sees what Jake's bowl does.
It's in the area.
Very close to Helen's bowl here. And
What
the
a
kitty.
cracker.
Yes.
Well, great bowl, Jake. Does give Fred an opportunity, though, but be mindful that they have to get 4, so he can't trail the jack too far.
No, but it is an inviting shot now. It's an inviting head for him to play a little bit more aggressive. Extra 2 to 3 feet away is probably all he needs to do. It's easy enough to say. It's hard enough to do. It's even harder being vision impaired. But he looks confident on the mat. No. Second guessing himself now on the forehand. Well, he's
aggressive line.
A very aggressive line. He's missed, but that'll give him an idea. I think that weight's probably a little bit too heavy.
He can't afford to lose too many bowls.
No.
Jake playing a smart bowl here, looking to go around the back.
Yeah, just around the back. That's even
terrific.
Counting. So the pressure is right on now.
He's really got to wriggle off one of those front bowls and then hope his bowl goes with the jack back to those 2 whites.
Well, if you were to freeze frame that, we could probably come up with 30 different ways to get it, but he doesn't have the luxury of that. He's trying the same shot. He's just taking a little bit of weight off. He's a lot closer this time.
Pretty good effort here.
Well,
he's just
that
gone
was a
around it.
mighty effort. Well, if you jack, I haven't heard the directors down the other end say that they could be in danger anywhere if Fred gets the kitty, so...
He'll be just going around near those back whites, I'd suggest.
Yep, that would be the safe play.
And that is...
That's probably a very
effort.
good result.
Now, we need a miracle here.
Well, I can't see him getting 4.
No.
He's going to come and have a look. They'll run all sorts of scenarios through, trying to work out how to get a 4. For those of you who don't know, with the finals, you can't finish on a draw. So when you're 3 or 4 down, the best thing for you to do is to try and look for a draw, because it's a lot easier than picking up that extra shot to win. So then you can play an extra end. So I dare say it'd be impossible for them to get a 5.
So the team in orange have delivered all their bowls. It's 1 bowl to go in the match.
And they're 4 down, so he has to make some sort of change. I mean, we can see there, if he can get the kitty back to those... Oh, no, that's Helen's bowler behind there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can't see him getting a 4 unless he goes...
Absolutely
gets,
huge.
yeah,
and hits
absolutely
everything he
big.
needs to.
And gets their 4 shots that they've got and stays up. It's a very low percentage shot. Well, he's close to that
Close
shot
to the
bowl.
target. Just going around it.
Well, great effort. He's in the area.
Yeah.
It was an impossible shot, to be honest, and look, I think he did a very good job to even have a go at it.
Absolutely. So Helen, Boardman and Jake Fehlberg are the 2024 Australian Open Vision-Impaired Open Pairs champions. Congratulations, and a great fight too from Jacky, Hudson and Fred McConnell. But all players and all vision directors should be happy with their performance. It was a high standard game.
It's a three-peat for Helen and Jake. And 18, they give them three.
Three.
They only took 3 out. Well, they didn't really need to. Yeah, so 17-10 is the final score. And congratulations to Jake and Helen. Great fight back from 6-1 down. And commiserations to Fred and Jacqueline. It was a very good game, great high standard.
And we'll see Jake back in our next broadcast at about 11:45 our time, which is in about 45 minutes, where Jake is playing Calvin Rogers from Western Australia in the final of the Vision-Impaired Open Singles. This live stream broadcast is brought to you by Bowls Gold Coast Tweed Media Team on behalf of Bowls Australia. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here soon. The Australian Open is supported by Experience Gold Coast and the Queensland Government through Tourism and Events Queensland. See you back here shortly.
Robbie's given some instructions here. Keep going.
Bowls Australia likes to thank Club Map, Resources Hub, webinars, club health checks, support resources across various topics.
The BPL Cup. Team Rego is now open. Registration's open for the BPL Cup. Well, I know a couple of people out there that could probably have a go at that. Bowls.com.au.
See you all shortly. Thanks for joining us.